people are doing well this Friday morning and getting ready for some fun stuff to do this weekend. Um, Hope you've had a good week. So this past Saturday, I taught my first in-person class since I guess whenever we stopped teaching in person, which was I guess March of 2020. It was wonderful to be back in the classroom, seeing students in person. Unfortunately, there are only 3 people signed up for the class, so we'll see how it goes, but we may have to cancel it. I know people are still a little bit worried about being in person, but I'm very confident the studio has a great filtration system they've put into the studio. Uh, Spaces are marked off, so there can't be more than 7 students, period, in the class. That's it. So there's plenty of space. You have to wear masks. So if you're fully vaccinated, I would love to see people join me for this Saturday morning class at 9 a.m. Start your Saturday and your weekend off good. I would hate to have to cancel it, but we'll see. I'm hoping more students will sign up in the next couple of weeks. So tomorrow and then the following week, we'll see what happens. Um, I did my first 20-mile bike ride since I started cycling again about 3 weeks ago after a year and a half off of my bike. So I was quite excited about that. It was good. And I felt good doing it, and I felt good afterwards. I wasn't sore, and I didn't feel, any stiffness or aches and pains, thanks to plenty of yoga. So it's good. I'm hopefully headed out for another one. Probably not today because I've got some other things to do, but tomorrow. All right, let's get started. Have a seat on your mat. So just come into, Max, up on the sofa. Come into a comfortable cross-legged position, or just come into a cross-legged position. I did a meditation this morning where the meditation was actually on how to handle aches and pains and feelings of discomfort in your body while you're meditating. Now, a lot of meditators don't do yoga, so sitting cross-legged can be uncomfortable for them. And I know for a lot of yoga students who don't sit cross-legged at any other point in their lives except when they take a class, you can feel some discomfort as well. So let's first of all just sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and lift up one of your thighs, pull the flesh away from your sit bones. Do the same thing on the other side. Lengthen your spine and relax your shoulders. And what I actually want you to concentrate on right at this moment is where you actually do feel uncomfortable. So it might be your knees, it might be your hips, it might be the strain of sitting up tall when your body actually wants to slump. Just take a moment and pick a particular place that feels uncomfortable for you and focus your attention on that place. You can actually close your eyes if you'd like, or just kind of soften your gaze so that your attention is not distracted by anything around you. You can take your awareness into your actual body. So when I was doing this meditation this morning, I was not uncomfortable sitting cross-legged. This for me is completely comfortable. There's not an uncomfortable thing about this position. But I changed positions during the meditation and did Vajrasana or thunderbolt pose, where you sit back on your knees, on your ankles. And for me now, because I do have arthritis in my knees, without a blanket between my butt and my calves, I just can't do it anymore. So I did the meditation in that position, and it was really interesting being able to just focus on where I was uncomfortable, not in a critical way, but to just kind of be with that discomfort and use that as a guide to how I want to treat my body, um, and what things I can do for my body to make sure that I feel less discomfort. All right, so go ahead, if your eyes were closed, go ahead and open them. So as we move through this little short practice, kind of keep in mind the kinds of things that you might do to assuage your discomfort. I get up every morning when I do my practice and I sit or I lie down and I actually take a little inventory of my body so I can feel what it is my body actually needs from me in my yoga practice on any given day. All right, so let's get started. Let's sit up nice and tall. Take your, and I am not mirroring you, so take your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind your back. Lengthen your spine, so press that back hand into the floor so you can lengthen the spine. Inhale, exhale, take that twist around to the left and breathe into it. And as you take the twist, try not to turn your head all the way around over your left shoulder. Keep your head and neck in line with your spine. So I want you to really feel the twist in your waist and breathe. And then also kind of press the right shoulder back again. So feel your chest expanding as you press the right shoulder away from your torso. And breathe. Take nice deep breaths and really take the time to feel how your body feels in this position. Feel yourself relax into it as you take a few more breaths. You might feel yourself taking the twist a little bit deeper on every exhalation. Finish your next exhalation. Go ahead and inhale and come back to center. And take your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind your back. Use your right hand to kind of press into the floor and lengthen your torso. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, take that twist from the waist, keeping the head and neck in line with your spine, and really just concentrate on the breath, on inhaling and exhaling. And pressing the left shoulder back again, away from your torso, so you feel the opening in the chest area. And really feel how the breath allows you to deepen the pose. So you're not forcing anything, you're just letting the breath really deepen the pose for you. And then after your next exhalation, go ahead and inhale and come back to center. Take your left hand all the way out to the side, and here you can either, depending on your flexibility, you can put your fingers on the floor, your whole hand on the floor, or you can put your whole forearm on the floor. Either one is fine. Take your right hand to your waist and just kind of open up the torso as if you're trying to turn to look up at the ceiling. Okay, good. And then take that right hand and stretch it all the way over. Breathing into the right lung, feeling the right ribs expand and contract as you inhale and exhale. Again, feeling yourself deepen into the pose, literally with the force of your breath, so not a lot of efforting, just breathing into it. Finish your next exhalation completely, and then inhale to come up. Taking your right hand, fingertips, hand, or forearm to the floor. Take your left hand to your waist, turn that torso So open it up, looking up towards the ceiling, and then take that left hand and reach it all the way out. And what feels different from one side to the other? So really allowing yourself to fully embrace how this feels in your body without criticism, without angst, just really with awareness, just noticing. And using the breath to take you deeper into the pose. Finish your next exhalation, and then inhale to come all the way back up. Just relax your hands on your knees, relax your shoulders, and just take another moment to check in with how your body feels right now. Is there less discomfort in the areas that you were noticing at the beginning of the class? If not, it's okay. Don't get into any kind of spiral of wondering why or criticizing or anything like that. It's just noticing. That's all. No judgment. Not coming to any conclusions except noticing how you feel now. Good. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lengthen the torso. Lift your arms as far behind your back as you can. Inhale, exhale, and let yourself fall as far forward as you can. Don't force anything. Just letting your body do what your body can do. Relax the back of your neck, so don't hold your head up or hunch. Relax the back of the neck, let the head just hang. Breathe. Can you feel the breath expanding in the back of your body? Finish your next exhalation. Inhale to come up. Good. Okay, let's come up to all fours. Placing the hands shoulder width apart. Make sure the shoulders are directly over the wrists. Knees and feet are hip width apart, and your knees are directly underneath your hips. And let's just start out with cat, tuck, and arch. So as you inhale, lift your head, lift your sit bone, let your heart melt towards the floor. Exhale, round the tailbone down, drop the head, feel your back arching up. So just back and forth, nice and slow with your breath. Good. Coming back to center. Bring your right leg up in front. So you're in a lunge, but keep both of your hands on the inside of your right leg. Now, you're going to be at different points depending on your flexibility. This is a hip stretch. So what I want you to do is start to bring your forearms down to the floor. Just like this, on the inside. Now, if you can't get your forearms down to the floor, you can only get your hands, and that's enough stretch in your hip, or maybe you can only partially get your forearms down. Whatever you can do is fine. Get as close as you can. If you get all the way down, if you can get both forearms on the floor, clasp your hands and breathe.
nice deep breaths wherever you are, hands partially forearms to the floor or forearms all the way to the floor. Good. Finish your next exhalation. Push up. Now, take your left hand, grab a hold of your right ankle, or actually just scoot your right leg over to the left side of the mat and lay your bent leg down. Straighten your left leg out behind you. Now, if this is a real intense stretch on your hip, you can always take a blanket or a pillow and kind of place it underneath that hip like this. What I want you to do, though, is to try to even up the hip so you're not leaning way over like this onto the left. You're actually trying to keep the hips kind of balanced. And so putting a blanket underneath your hip if you need to is fine. And breathe. And bring your hands back towards your knees so you're not leaning forward like this. I want you to try to lift that torso as high as you can. Roll those shoulders so you squeeze them back together. Pigeon pose. Breathing. So really focus on the breath. Be aware of how your right hip feels. And then I want you to actually walk your hands forward and go ahead and bring your torso down so that your forehead rests on the floor or on top of the back of your hands. Either one is fine. And finishing your next exhalation, push yourself back up. Press up on your left knee. Come back to table and now bring your left leg up in front into a lunge. Bring your hands to the inside, okay? Try to keep that knee over the ankle. And same thing, you want to, as much as possible, bring your forearms down to the floor and clasp your hands. But if you can only get to here, or maybe you're only here, wherever you can get to is fine. And breathe. This is a much tighter side for me. My left hip is sometimes more uncooperative than my right hip. But it is what it is. So the thing is that at certain points as we age, there's not much you can do. Like I can't reverse the arthritis that's in my hip or my knees, but what I can do is really find ways to make them as comfortable as possible. Breathing. Really just breathing in. So I'm really focusing my breath right into that discomfort in the left groin. Just breathing right into it. And feeling that tightness kind of release. Finish your next exhalation. Push yourself back up. Walk your left leg over to the right. Lay it down. And stretch the right leg out behind you. And again, if you need to, bring your blanket or pillow to the other side and place it right under that left hip. Lengthen the spine up. Roll the shoulders back. Again, bring the hands back so they're back by your knee and ankle, not in front. Breathing. And on your next exhalation, go ahead and bring your whole torso down. Again, you can rest your forehead either on the back of your hands or directly onto your mat. And breathe. Finish your next exhalation and push yourself up. Okay. Now go ahead and sit back. This is the pose I was telling you I can no longer do without a blanket in Vajrasana or Thunderbolt pose. Grab as many blankets or pillows as you need to be able to sit with your butt completely on the floor. So you're not kind of leaning up like this. So if you need to pile up more pillows or blankets, do that. Relax the shoulders down. When I was doing this meditation this morning in this position, so not only were my knees a source of attention, shall I say, but so were the tops of my ankles. But as I just really sit and let my attention, not trying to distract myself from the discomfort, which is often what we do, but just being with the discomfort and breathing. What I found in my meditation this morning when I was doing in this pose is that if I just could sort of accept and be with it, eventually the discomfort lessened quite considerably. Good. Now lean forward, turn your palms out so the back of your hand is facing your knees and the palms are facing front, and your fingers are directly in front of your knees without lifting your butt up off your heels or your blanket or pillows, wherever it is. Just lean your body forward and press the palms of your hands towards the floor. Now, they may not reach the floor. You may be up like this. Don't lift your butt up to try to get the palms flat. Only get your palms flat if they go with your butt still sitting on your pillows or blankets. And then squeeze your shoulder blades back. So squeeze the shoulders back and feel that stretch all the way from your wrist all the way up into your shoulders and maybe even your neck. And breathe. Finish your next exhalation and come on back up. Go ahead and, if you're using a blanket or whatever, just take it out. Come onto your stomach. So we've done this before. I want you to take your index fingers, place them right on the tip edge of each top end of the mat. So index finger here. As you open your hands, your thumbs and your forefinger are still on the mat, but your third, fourth, and fifth finger are on your floor or carpet. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Okay? Lift up your forearms. Now, if your back is tight and even this height is too much for you, don't do this. Keep the forearms lifted, but just slide your hands further out. So your hands may come off the mat altogether to get to a point that feels comfortable. Wiggle around on your mat so you relax your buttocks. You're not tightening the buttocks. If your back is more flexible, keep your hands in the same position, but just walk the hands back. So the hands are still almost turned out to the sides. Squeeze your shoulders back. Feel the heart kind of lift, the chest lifts as you squeeze those shoulders back. Make sure you're not tightening your buttock muscles, and just breathe. So if when we were sitting cross-legged, your back was one of the places you felt any discomfort in, then this is a really nice gentle back bend, because you can come lower if you want and just give a really light stretch to the back. Or you can, of course, come higher and give a deeper stretch. But the point is that you can just kind of relax into it wherever this back bend feels comfortable for your back. And breathing. Finish your next exhalation, and let's just take a couple of breaths in child's pose. And of course, child's pose can be done with your knees close together like this, but if it's more comfortable, you can spread your knees wider and give your belly some space. Finish your next exhalation, and let's come over onto our just a seated position. So you can sit nice and tall, or you can sit up on a blanket if you want. Have your hands at your sides. We're just going to do a couple of nice little ankle stretches. So first, just pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. And then make circles with your ankles in either direction. And then go the other direction. And then point and flex your toes. Give the toes a little movement. Good. And then go ahead now and lie down on your back. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Cross your right leg over your left. So your right knee should be directly on top of your left knee. And then drop both knees to the right and turn your head to the left. So you should feel a nice stretch on the left side, in the hip and low back area on the left side. Breathing. Nice deep breaths, just really letting the weight of your legs really give you a deep stretch on that left side. And then finishing your next exhalation, inhale as you bring your legs back up. Let's cross the left knee on top of the right knee. Drop both knees to the left, turn your head to the right. And again, always noticing the contrast in how one side feels compared to the other side. And again, this isn't for judgment, this is just for acknowledging and bringing awareness to your body. Nice deep breaths. Finish your next exhalation. Inhale, bring your legs up. Let's pull in your right knee and stretch out your left leg. Flex your left foot. Try to make sure your whole left calf is on the floor. And then pull that right knee in towards your chest. Finish your next exhalation. Release the right knee. Stretch the right leg out in front. Flex the right foot. Clasp your hands either around the front of or behind the left knee and pull the left knee in toward your chest. Remember to try to keep your right calf on the floor. If you pull that left knee in and your right knee starts to bend, then let the left knee out some so you can let that right calf still be on the floor. Finish your next exhalation. Release your left leg out to the floor and just have your arms next to your body with your palms facing up. Once again, just bringing your awareness fully to your whole body. Just kind of scanning up and down your body and just noticing how it feels now. And if your mind decides to take flight and move to some other place beside your body, just bring your awareness back to the present moment and your physical body lying on the floor. And then after your next exhalation, bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. And roll over onto your side, or you can rock yourself up to a seated cross-legged position. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. Bring the palms of your hands in front of your heart. Namaste. Jesus.